So yeah, let's continue. So in chapter 8, we discuss what we call routing. So after installing the React router DOM library and we needed to define our routes, each route has an endpoint that can be entered into the browser location bar. And when a route is requested, we can render the appropriate content. So in my project, from the previous chapter, I add the following codes in my app.js. First, in my app, we render a header component, and our header component contains a list of root components. So let's go to our app.js. We have a list of components here. We have our React Bootstrap, we have our home, and we have our GitHub and table and content. The main challenge of this chapter was that we add another component header called contact. So now I imported my contact.js first. After that, I put it in my component, my class component, header component, and it's the link of the root. And also here I add the switch. So wait a minute. So I'm gonna tell you what happens in the switch. So in the switch component, it only displays the first route that matches the assures the only one of these routes will be rendered. And at this point we can run the app, and when I physically type the routes into the browser location bar, I can watch the content change, navigation and bar links, so on. So yeah, let's go to our contact.js. So as you can see, I created a file called contact.js that will connect with my app.js for my contact form. So I imported React and I imported React Bootstrap. I created a class component which has this state and the parent super, which has the email and message, and if the information is true, it says it is successfully, and I have the handle change. So let me handle this well. So with the constructor, this is where I set up the starting point for my form data, and it creates state which stores the name and email and message and submitted. Submitted happen whether the form was submitted, it's used to show a success message. If one of these what can I call them? If one of these email or name is spelled wrong, uh, the contact form won't be submitted. Instead, it will have a validator saying no, you have to put in a real email there. And then I have what I call the handle change. So this function, the handle change, this set state eTarget.name, what is happening is that this function is called every time the user types a form field. If I type my name into the form field, it updates this state name, and it does that using what I call using this state set. And then we have the handle submit and all that. Then we render. This is basically the same thing, it's just that the render is long. So what is happening with the render? It builds and shows the actual form UI on the screen and includes a header that is h2 size and a success message only showing after I submit the form. And a form has the name field and the email field, the message text area, and what else? And the send message button. So each form field uses a value, this state to show what's typed, and calls on change this handle change to update the state as I type. Then I will see a success message after submitting the form. Then I'm exporting contact. And yeah, what happens is that the user types into the form and React stores it into the state, and then when they click send message to the form, it logs the data, clears the form, and shows a success message. So let's put in our information here and see what happens next. So I'm gonna put in, for example, what's up. A message will pop up showing this message was successful. Where is that happening? It is happening in my React contact.js. That is where the main thing is happening. It stores the name, the email, the message, and submit it. It's the class contact extends component constructor. This is where the function is happening, and it renders this. So yeah, handle submit stores here. When the situation is true, we come with a successful message. So yeah, what's up? And then we send message sent successful. So the main thing of this was that we have a contact form, and we have a table, and we have a GitHub. So now with the GitHub, I explained in the previous chapter that I can put in a user, and it search for the users the user on the GitHub, and shows me. Let me just refresh, put in again, so you can see I am the user, and the ID I manually edited in the index.js. Let me see, index.js, no, contact.js, github.js. Yeah, it's in my github.js. I added the IDs, the GitHub user results, as you can see, and the button type, and the form inline one submit, and it renders this state data map. And the handle submit, and our handle change, and yeah, it stores the data, the search term, and after that, if it is loading, it handles the change, and after that it handles the submit after the user has clicked the search button. So yeah guys, we also imported Axios, and we imported React loading. These are one of our icons that where we click the search button, it shows them. And I import media form button from React Bootstrap, and imported nav from React Bootstrap also. After that, I export my GitHub. So yeah, the icon that is doing this is called React loading type. What type? Spinning bubbles. And we have the color 404. Then we have this state loading. This is the method of this icon, the way it's gonna load. So as you can see, I have the form.group, form inline name, the type, it's text, the value, this place search term, it targets that, and placeholder, enter search term, and then it stores it, search it for it. Now I put in the link where it should search the user. So as you can see, I have nav link ref GitHub user. Another thing, GitHub data. This is the search. So yeah guys, I hope you view more of my content, and more dope projects are coming. Just stay tuned to my channel.